I mean, World War II movies are awesome. They always deliver. This one did too.
Yeah, it helps that we were the good guys. What's that noise? Welcome back, everybody, to episode 63 of the movie ReBrew podcast. I'm your host, Keegan Holland, and with me is my co-host, Mike Jennison.
Hi, guys.
This week, we saw a bunch of Oscar contenders, I'd say. Some of the front runners.
Yeah.
We saw The Lighthouse and Jojo Rabbit. That's the two we've both seen. I also saw Ford vs. Ferrari, but we might wait until you've seen that to do a review.
I'll probably see it tomorrow. I'll see it this week.
And then I also saw Terminator Dark Fate,
I did not see it.
and I think that might be it. So I'll give a quick review of that up top. We get to reviews, and then we'll go deep into The Lighthouse and Jojo Rabbit. Beer. What do you got this week?
I got beer. I have Abita. I might be pronouncing that wrong.
That's how I say
Brewery's
it.
Christmas ale. Yeah, and it's the same people that do Purple Haze. They're Christmas ale.
Nice.
It's just a classically Christmas ale. It caught my eye. It's got Santa riding a sleigh, so I said, let's try it. So I thought it was a Nashville brewery. It's not. It's New Orleans.
New Orleans.
But, it's okay.
Yeah. We've done Abita. We've done their peach for Call Me by Your Name, and
Which was delicious.
maybe something for If Beale Street Could Talk, because that's in New Orleans, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we did that.
We didn't. Okay, I know we've had it on the show
Maybe not.
before.
But yeah,
But yeah, Purple
it's a
Haze
notable
is
brewery.
everywhere. It's even out here.
I don't really like Purple Haze.
Me either, but it's like I've had it a bunch just because they have it everywhere.
Yeah.
I got my beer for Ford vs. Ferrari. Unfortunately, because we're not going deep.
Vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom. I got Firestone Union Jack IPA. Firestone because that's a tire company.
The tire company.
It's a California brewery. And Union Jack, the British flag for Christian Bale's character. Layers. Many layers to this one. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Give me a second. I'm going to try to tie in what I got here to something. It's not coming to me.
That's going to be a hard one. Maybe Abita means something, and you can relate it to the weirdness that is The Lighthouse.
Well, St. Nicholas was German, and Jojo Rabbit takes place in Germany.
Was he German?
I think.
I think he's Austrian. For some reason, Austria sounds better.
Fine. He's Austrian, and so is Hitler.
There we go.
All right. We tied it together. St. Nicholas. Born in Italy. No, buried in Italy. Everyone's holding their collective breath. Where was he born? He was born in the Roman Empire. That's not helping anything. Show me modern-day Germany.
Show me potato salad.
He was born in Turkey.
Fuck. Hey, it's Eastern Europe, though. You know.
Yeah, it's close.
Turkey's probably part of the World War II.
Probably.
Probably.
I honestly don't really know what Turkey did there. They were the bad guys in World War One.
Yeah, they were.
From a white American standpoint. I guess race doesn't really matter when you're talking about World War One, but it's been stated.
I have spoken.
Into the news.
Yeah, God, please.
Where's the hook? Where's the hook?
Good evening. I'm Will McAvoy.
And I'm Evan Baxter, and here's what's making news.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world tonight.
All right.
In my ear. Stop talking about St. Nicholas's origin, but we just kept hammering it in. Okay. What are your thoughts on Myles Garrett?
Obviously, I hate the Browns and Browns fans.
Keegan Steelers fans, I'm a Browns fan, so interesting standpoint.
Yeah, okay. So, obviously, major bias going in. But people justifying that is insane. Yes, Mason Rudolph was like trying to get Garrett's helmet off, but he was doing that after a very late hit with 8 seconds left in the game. And what he was doing is a pretty normal, dirty football play. Like, you see that stuff in piles all the time. What Garrett did was assault. He tried to kill Mason Rudolph.
I don't think it was assault. This is my take. I think Myles Garrett's suspension is warranted. You shouldn't hit someone with your helmet. Actually,
their helmet.
But I don't. I think Mason Rudolph should have got some kind of fine. Gets him the balls. He tries to his helmet off.
Yeah,
and he gets unscathed.
I think a fine.
And he chases after.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's not totally innocent. I think. So they did the big three. They got Garrett's suspension, Pouncey's suspension, and then Ogunjobi's the next day. And they're still working on like 10 fines. So I think
really?
Mason will get fined. I mean, even a 1-game suspension I think would have been justified. But yeah, he'll get fined. But yeah.
He's not very good.
He's so bad, dude. He's so bad. That's why, like, fans wanting him suspended for 3 games, you want him playing in that next game. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just
the dude's lost out there. Juju Smith-Schuster is just worthless.
Juju's been worthless all year, though. He was so good because we had AB on the other side. Now that he's your number one, he's just not as good. I love Juju.
I think Big Ben plays all year. I love Juju too.
Yeah, I'm just so mad that this team is 5-5. No man's land.
It's such a dirty 5-5.
They won 4 games in a row. It's horrible, dude. We'll get
they're running the
16th pick. Like, sick. What the fuck's that gonna do? It's awful.
They're running the 09 Miami Dolphins Wildcat offense to a 5-5 record. Disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah.
The Browns have so much weapons and they have a worse record. It's just really mind blowing.
They're horrible.
Anyways, I don't know. They're fine. They're so undisciplined. They need to fire Freddie.
Freddie has to go. He's terrible.
Yep. Anyways, to the matter at hand.
Movie news.
News. Movie news. So the streaming wars are heating up, or maybe they just begun. I'm not really quite sure what to say here. But since we last had our episode, Apple dropped, which I didn't realize was coming so soon. Apple Plus, it's called, which is weird.
Apple TV Plus.
A really bad name. Let's call it what it is. And then Disney Plus also dropped. Apple Plus came out with only 4 new shows. All of them seemed intriguing at first. I haven't seen any of them, but all 4 of them have gotten not great reviews. I think the best reviewed one is the one about, what's the author?
Dickinson
has been the one that's gotten the most praise. But then they have no library. It's only $5 a month though. So, and then like that talk show, the morning show with Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston, and Reese Witherspoon has just been getting okay reviews. And then the one I was most excited for was the sci-fi with Aquaman. What's his name?
Jason Momoa.
It sounded like a bad Children of Men ripoff, I guess. But like at the same point, I was excited for it. No one can see in this future dystopia world, and now there's a birth of twins who can see. I want to say the premises, but it's gotten really bad reviews.
How do they know they can see though?
Huh? I know exactly, right?
Yeah,
it's just a child.
Yeah.
I don't know. If anyone, I probably will never see it. So if someone can actually answer that question for me, it is interesting. And then Disney dropped to, I think, 10 million streamers the first day, something crazy. And that's been a sweeping success on the back of its monster library. But they've had a couple of new shows. Mandalorian, that me and Keegan have both seen, and a couple other things. I've flirted around on there. All the other new stuff seems pretty weak, but the library's insane. If you like Disney, it's pretty much on there. Anything you want to say about these 2 new ones?
Yeah, like you said, the best reviewed on Apple was Dickinson, but that's like 70% Rotten Tomatoes. Like, they're all pretty middling.
Oh, really? It's even that low?
Yeah, it's like not great. The Morning Show, which is the one I was most intrigued about just because of the star power, very middling reviews. The Joel Kinnaman one, the Landing on the Moon, I've heard nothing about that since it came out. And then Disney Plus, yeah, like you said, 10 million or whatever subscribers day one. Like, my brother, who doesn't he's on record saying he doesn't like movies subscribed for some reason. So I'm using his password to watch Mandalorian. But yeah, like so many people I know subscribe day one. And then plus their bundle with Hulu and ESPN Plus is $13 a month. I think Hulu's like $11 a month. So it's kind of a no-brainer. My dad's thinking about getting that just because he wants to see that Peyton show and everything. ESPN Plus has NHL games. They have international soccer. They have UFC fights. It's a really good package.
College football.
College football.
Like all of college football.
Yeah.
You get Monday Night Football too. As someone who doesn't have cable, ESPN Plus is extremely enticing to me. That whole deal is awesome. That Hulu.
Really good.
I mean, I think it's the best offer you got out there.
Yeah.
I think Hulu will start getting more of Fox's library too eventually on there.
Yeah. I saw.
And Apple.
Disney Plus had like Avatar. It has The Simpsons. So there's some Fox stuff on there, but there's not a dedicated page for it. Like you open Disney Plus, you have Nat Geo, Star Wars, Marvel, Disney. Is there another one? Or just those four?
Pixar.
Just those four. Pixar. And then there isn't one for Fox. So those are just like kind of mixed in with the movies tab, but there's no dedicated thing to easily find them, which I thought was weird.
And as I was I thought that was weird too. As I was going to the library, you randomly see a Fox movie. You're like, oh, Home Alone's randomly on here. It's like a Sound of Music. It's just like it's jarring and kind of weird if you like know what's what. It's very odd. There's only I'm sure there's more, but just scrolling through it, I only saw like 8 Fox movies. Just really, really odd because obviously that library is massive.
Mm-hmm.
Really weird. Like if they have Fox Searchlight on there, all of a sudden it's like, oh my god. Maybe Hulu will get it. The interface is sexy though. I love the 5 logos. Right.
I was going to ask what you thought about the interface. I think it's kind of clunky because once you get into the dedicated pages, like Star Wars, it was like you open Star Wars and then the top line you have all of the movies, and then you have like the Darth Vader saga, and you have like the things he's in, and then you have like by the years, and they're in order of the release, and then you have like in order. It's like it's so many weird categories that seem unnecessary.
For Star Wars, it was weird because there's not that many Star Wars movies.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
And they don't have Solo, and they don't have Force Awakens. No, they don't have the
Last Jedi.
Because they're still on Netflix right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's only like 7 or 8 Star Wars movies on there. So you're right. They do organize them in like 5 different ways to make it look like, oh my god, they have sheets and sheets of Star Wars movies.
It should just be like saga movies, spin-offs, TV shows, like something way more simple. Not like the Darth Vader series where it has like 5-minute shorts mixed in with episodes 5, 6, and all that shit. It was just weird.
What I would like is they should just the top one should just be timeline, and it should be the timeline of all the stuff.
Yeah. I don't know, and even like Marvel, like, and each one only has like 5 lists, and one of the Marvel ones is Spider-Verse, and it's all like the Spider-Man series, but not Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know, it's just weird.
Any of the Tom Holland ones. None of the Tom Holland ones are on there either.
Yeah, it's just so strange.
I heard only 14 Marvel movies are on there because of Netflix, and then because they don't own the rights to the Sony. That's not that many. It's kind of weird.
14 of 23, right?
Yeah, 22, I'm 23. Sure in 2 years when that Netflix deal finally expires, they'll have 20 whatever. They'll have everyone besides the 2, the Hulk. They don't own the Hawk. I don't think they own a Thor, the first Thor either, and I don't think they own the 2 Spider.
First Thor's on there.
First Thor's on there. Right.
Yeah,
I didn't actually see that. I never saw the first Thor. First Thor was good.
It's solid. It's kind of weird going back to Phase 1 though. Aside from like Iron Man, they're like
it kind of feels cheap.
It does feel cheap. Yeah.
Different characters. I feel like Thor especially, right?
Yeah, I mean he has blonde eyebrows. He looks weird. It's kind of weird going back to other stuff. Because I feel like they really hit their stride post the first Avengers, and they're kind of like figuring shit out with the first phase.
One of the first thing I did when I got Disney Plus was just to see if like they had those DComs on there and like the old like Playhouse Disney shows on there. And they have a lot. I mean, most of the DComs are on there that I was trying to find, and then Out of the Box is on there and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I mean, it is cool from like a nostalgic standpoint. You can go back and watch like all of that stuff.
Like Brendan's
I'm sure it's
watching
trash and all, but
Even Stevens right now.
yeah, I saw that was on there. Only
Yeah.
2 seasons, which was crazy to think.
Really?
But
In my head,
Yeah.
that ran for 10 years.
oh yeah, I saw a tweet that was like, "My whole entire childhood was Lizzie McGuire. How was it only 60 episodes and 2 seasons?"
That is insane. Wow, that's crazy. I guess when you're a
Time just
kid,
doesn't move as you're a
1 year
child.
is like half of your life at that
Yeah.
point. So, yeah, that's nuts.
I mean, I feel like I was in 2nd grade for about 3 decades.
Yeah, that was a long
Looking
one.
back, that was a long one.
Mrs. M?
Miss M, Master Angelo.
Hell yeah.
Wonder what she's up to. Not really. One last thing I wanted to say is now you keep hearing about HBO Max. I'm like, what's the difference? Lots the difference. That's the answer. It's insane. Do you know what's going to be on HBO Max?
Yeah, part of my job is tracking new projects that are purchased by what companies. HBO Max is buying so much shit.
They're just buying everything.
Yeah. They're buying so much.
First off, it's owned by AT&T. I didn't know that. So AT&T
As
is
recently.
buying all this stuff.
AT&T just bought,
Yeah.
Warner.
Yeah, they bought Warner, so they have all of WB's library. They own MGM up to 1986, so it's like all of the classics. They own Turner now, so they'll have Turner classic movies on there, including Casablanca, Citizen Kane, The Shining, A Star Is Born, Singing in the Rain, The Wizard of Oz, and 2001: A Space Odyssey on its launch.
Damn.
Just nuts. The Big Bang Theory, the British version of The Office. They'll have NBA on TNT on there. They'll have March Madness on there. They'll have Cartoon Network. They'll have all CNN, True TV, TBS, New Line Cinema, DC Entertainment, Castle Rock Entertainment, West Wing, the Friends. I mean, just like, and then, yeah, South Park. Just insane. I
parents-
think it's the thing.
My parents literally just bought the Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Hulu package.
Wow, breaking.
Breaking. That's so funny.
Yeah. So if you buy that for like $12 a month, buy HBO Max for $15 a month, you're getting so much for $27, and it's
Yeah.
cheaper than cable.
Like my mom, I called my mom last night, and she was like, "Is it worth having Netflix anymore?" I'm like, "I mean, what do you watch?" She goes, "Not really anything, like Stranger Things." I'm like, "Yeah, aside from that and the upcoming Witcher series, there's nothing on Netflix for me." Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
and
one of those
Netflix
people that watches The Office constantly.
And it won't be on there anymore in
Right,
a
it's
year.
gonna go to
It'll be on the
Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah. So, I think Netflix could... I mean, they're making, like, The Irishman is them, Marriage Story is them, but I don't know. I don't
Roma
think
last
their
year.
original content is shit.
Well, here's the thing: like Orange is the New Black's done now.
House of Cards.
Kevin Spacey. House of Cards is done. So really, the only big series they have lots of Stranger Things. I know there's a couple cult classics that people like in there, but for the most part, it's just Stranger Things as far as like a huge cultural like hit. And then you have a couple movies sprinkled in here or there, but no one's gonna stay on Netflix because they have Roma or Irishman or Marriage Story. How many times can you rewatch like these Oscar-nominated movies? Not that much. Just buy the DVD at that point. I don't know if actually they sell them on DVD, but I just don't think there's enough there because Netflix's draw was always like it just had everything. Had great movies, had great like seasons of TV, and now if you just get down to what they actually make, it's not that good.
I guess
Like, at all.
BoJack, which I watch, but I
Is
mean, how much
BoJack
do you
on Netflix?
hate? Yeah, BoJack's Netflix, but I think it's going to Cartoon Network as well. But how much do you hate opening Netflix? It's like so overwhelming.
I can never find anything.
It's a disaster.
Yeah, like I just want to watch a good movie I haven't seen before, and to find that is just like.
Like, luckily, I have a running list going. Like, I use the My List feature, and if
I
it
did.
leaves Netflix and comes back, it stays on your list, which is very nice. But once I go below the My List, it's like, what? There's too much. And there's a lot of garbage.
Lots of garbage.
Yeah, if my parents
It'll
dropped
be
Netflix, I wouldn't really mind.
I canceled Netflix after I didn't like Stranger Things. I said, you know what, that's it. There's no reason for me to have this anymore, so I don't have it anymore. I have HBO already, and I'm pretty sure all the HBO Go people will just get HBO Max, no extra charge. So
That was my
I'll keep
question.
that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if I subscribe to HBO, I get HBO Max. Is it
I'm
one
almost
price?
positive.
Okay, because if it's
Yeah.
2 prices, that's dog shit.
No, I don't think HBO is going to exist anymore. The HBO that we know it. I think it's just be HBO Max. From what I'm getting.
So
What I read.
So the channel HBO will still exist, but Go and Now are becoming HBO Max. Okay,
I'm almost positive that's what's
Okay.
going to happen.
cool. That's big. Yeah,
That
the
is
up
big.
and coming ones are really enticing.
Peacock will have Universal's library behind it. So now you're seeing all of the big Hollywood players for almost a century now getting their own streaming service,
Yeah,
leaving
the
Netflix
studios
with
are
nothing.
making their own.
Starz signed A24 this week. Now Starz has A24's library. I thought that was funny.
Canopy already has it though.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, Canopy does.
Yeah.
But Canopy won't have it anymore. A24 sold out. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, Canopy is like it's a library
library.
thing. I feel like it kind of works independently. I could be dead wrong.
it probably
I
does.
don't know.
I have no idea. Anyways, that's it for the streaming wars. You got anything else to add?
No.
Oh, something I thought was interesting is that Disney put they've kept all their like classic animated movies the same, but they put like some of the stuff is outdated and culturally insensitive now.
Yeah.
Thought that was
That's a
interesting.
good.
I think it was the right move.
I do have a couple things. That is the right move. The Simpsons is in 16:9 format instead of 4:3, so a lot of shit is being cut off, and people are pissed about it. But they came out and said they're going to fix it by January 1. And then, remember the movie Double Teamed? The tall twin basketball players? Oh my god. I saw like a 1.5-minute breakdown of like the last scene of that movie. There's 6 seconds left on the clock, and it takes like 2 minutes. The girl does like the worst move ever.
The triple threat move or whatever?
Triple threat move,
yeah.
bouncing on her feet. Does like a pump fake. Lady bites so hard. She does a behind the back pass that almost misses her sister. It goes out of bounds. It's the funniest fucking thing in the world. Kids are so stupid.
I mean, that might as well have just been Citizens Kane when I was 3.5.
Is Luck of the Irish on there?
I'm pretty sure I saw, yeah. You pretty much got everything.
I probably shouldn't watch it
here or there,
though.
I'm sure I'm missing them.
Because in my head, that movie is like a top 25 movie of all time.
Yeah, I just don't know if I should go back and watch these or not. I do want to see them, though. I don't know.
Nice.
Sonic. New trailer dropped.
If you
And
didn't bring it
Sonic's
up, I was going to
adorable.
be all over it. As a man that has defended the old design and the old trailer in the past, how do you feel about the redesign and the new trailer in general?
It was the right decision. Sonic is adorable, and he's still adorable in this. And the movie actually looks better now. I think it's the same trailer basides that, but it looks pretty good.
No, it's a brand new trailer. But
It's a brand new trailer, new scenes,
brand-
everything.
yeah. I mean, tonally it seems way different too, but people are saying, wow, actually it looks kind of good now. I thought that looked fucking terrible.
Really? It looks so cute.
Yeah, I thought it looked so bad. I think the redesign is great. It's still not quite what Sonic looks like, but it's so much better than what it was. The thing was out of nightmares. But I think the trailer, it just seems like it's a template for a movie that they plugged Sonic into. Like they're after his power. Has that ever been a thing? It was so bizarre.
What is Sonic's power? He's just fast. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. And it looks like Leo is right. Sonic like goes through a portal and ends up in the real world or
Dude,
whatever.
When he's in Green Hill Zone, it looks so good. Like that world
Yeah, like, why
looks
couldn't
awesome.
this movie just
Why
take
are
place at Green Hill Zone?
Yeah, why are we going to our world? I feel bad for James Marsden.
Feel bad for Tails. Miles per hour to be exact. Love that guy.
Also,
get no screen time.
with the redesign, Ben Schwartz's voice seems way off to me. Does that voice
You
not
think?
seem weird to you? For some reason, it was more fitting for the ugly one.
Ben Schwartz was always a weird casting for this for whatever reason, but I'm down for it because I like him.
I like him
I
a
don't know.
lot.
I was cool with it.
Do you think this will do better,
So you're still
worse, or the same?
I think it's going to do better now. I think actually this was good publicity for the whole thing that had happened.
I mean,
Because everyone
tinfoil
knows
hat.
it's coming out now.
Tinfoil hat. This was on purpose.
Yeah, because you're not gonna hear everyone going, "Oh, that Sonic movie's out! Wow, when did they announce that?"
Yeah.
You know,
It's
it's gonna
supposed
be
to come
like,
out
"Oh my
last
god,
week."
about time, dude! This looks lit." That's what everyone's gonna be saying. Did you see the shot of Sonic like with his head outside the window, and it's like Hereditary 2018?
Oh, I saw.
That was
You're not on Twitter as much these days. There was like a viral tweet about someone tweeted like, for those of you that didn't catch the reference of Walking Penis's Joker in the cop car and Heath Ledger's Joker in the cop car, as if that's a reference. It's not. And then so they show Sonic in the cop car, and it was like, for those of you that don't get the reference.
Oh, really?
So funny. So funny.
Well, that is hilarious.
I think this will do the same. I'm less excited for it. I kind of wanted to see the monstrosity and how bad it was going to be. But now it's just like, oh, this will probably be like a average to subpar kids movie with a cute character.
Probably a 40% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. But now that, like, if people raise all this noise about them needing to change the design and then they don't go see it, that's fucked up. Like, I hope this movie does well financially because I'm sure those animators had to go through hell and work long hours to make this happen in a short amount of time. And if people go out or don't go out and see it, then it was all for nothing.
Someone said, I'd be more interested in seeing a documentary of how this movie was made. I would be more interested in seeing a doc of the last 6 months of how this movie was made than the actual movie.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This is actually a quick one. Chazelle's come out with a new movie called Babylon, taking place in 1920s Hollywood, around the turn of the from silent films to talking films, starring Emma Stone and Brad Pitt. You excited?
Yeah, so I'm really excited. I mean, this is like,
reason not to be, right?
just on description alone, this is Oscar bait city.
It should be. Oh, I think it'll be
Maybe he
very,
won't get
very good.
moonlighted this time around.
Maybe he'll like it this time around. Is that what you said?
No, maybe he won't get moonlighted this time around and actually win.
Oh yeah, that'd be rough. James Dean will be in a movie.
Oh.
Did you hear about that?
Do you have the quote? From?
Yeah, I have the original article right here.
It's disgusting. It's one of the grossest things I've ever read.
Here it is. We search high and low for the perfect character to portray the role of Rogan, which has some extreme complex character arcs. And after months of research, we decided on James Dean. That's a real quote. That's not an Onion article.
I know. God, it's like some people think that this isn't a real movie, or at least wasn't. Like, the release date is Veterans Day of next year. And if you're going to completely CGI create the main character for it, you don't have enough time to do that. So this was a way to get funding from some idiot producer that will be like, oh, wow, we can do that? And then put in $100 million to get that done. Which is
You don't think it's
genius,
gonna get made?
but it's...
You think it might not get made?
I mean, the backlash from actors like Chris Evans and everyone has been terrible. Like, this is the worst thing in the world. And I agree, it's awful. To search months and to come out with James fucking Dean is a guy that acted in 3 movies 50 years ago is ridiculous.
I think he died like in the 40s, Keegan, right?
I think it was the 50s.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, a long time ago. We're talking 70 years. Insane.
Yeah, it's just so bad. Maybe it was the 60s, I don't know. But still, that doesn't matter. 10 years here or there.
His family's behind it or whatever, the estate. But it's like, those are his grandchildren. You guys are paying them probably like X amount of money for the rights. Of course, we're like, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I
don't think it'll come out.
I hope it doesn't happen. Hope it doesn't exist. You hear what Nicolas Cage's next role might be?
Yeah.
He might play himself, like as a washed-up actor.
Yeah,
He tries to take down the drug cartel.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
I love that. I mean, no one else can do that.
I was gonna say it only can be Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like he's at the point in his career he doesn't give an F what he's doing. He just wants it to be weird.
Ever given an F about what he's doing. But probably more so now, yeah. That dude's just a legend. I love him.
Dude is a legend. I think that's it for the news. You got anything off the top of your head?
Nothing's coming to mind.
All right. We can get to the films.
You can't can't handle the truth.
She's gone from suck to blow.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
So, Mike, The Lighthouse. Have you seen The Witch?
I haven't. I want to watch it for this pod because I feel like it would have been useful. Didn't get to it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. The Lighthouse tells the story of Robert Pattinson, Winslow, and Willem Dafoe, Tom, who were working a few month-long shift at a lighthouse on some isolated lighthouse in the middle of the ocean. And
right off the shore. Not off the shore, but it's in New England area.
Yeah. And in like the 1800s, probably. Early
I think it's
1900s.
1890. I read on the Wikipedia page.
And then, yeah, it's kind of them going through their daily routine and slowly going mad, going a little bit stir-crazy. Were you looking forward to this? I know I was very much against this just because black and white, aspect ratio, all that bullshit, which I always think is, what's the word?
A gimmick?
A gimmick, yes. It felt like a gimmick, but I'm interested to see what you have to say to this, because your girlfriend texted me, and she was surprised with my reaction. I'm interested to see what yours is. I think yours and hers might align, but go ahead.
Yeah, so now I'm surprised what yours is going to be, too. I was really looking forward to this movie. I love both actors, and I thought both actors gave a wonderful performance. I saw a couple shots of this, and the movie looks stunning. I think black and white definitely has its place where it can really work.
Right.
And I was kind of interested to see what the aspect ratio was going to be. It is so blown out of proportion. It's like barely more narrow than a normal square. Instead of 4-3, it's like whatever.
I think it just is square. I think it's like 4-4.
I think it's
or
slightly,
1-1.
Yeah, I know. It might just be it's like maybe slightly more narrow than a square. It's
Maybe.
not like your phone, which people were trying to make it out to be. But I thought all that worked. I thought it was maybe one of the best shot movies like I've ever seen. It was so beautiful. I wanted like so many of these pictures hung on my wall. But the storyline sucked. This movie was mad and crazy for just the sake of being mad and crazy. I can get down with artsy movies. I feel like I should like this movie, but I just hated this movie.
Wow.
I was bored. I feel like this movie lasted 6 hours, and I don't know. I feel like there's no take-home message here. I feel like he's just like, yeah, look how crazy and wild this movie got. This movie just got nuts. But it's like, I don't know. This movie just didn't really go anywhere, and I know it was supposed to be like, oh, the same thing's happening over and over again, driving them insane. That's how you're supposed to be feeling when you're watching this movie, because the same stuff happened over and over again. Man, no, it did not work. This guy's a very talented director. He needs someone else to write his own movies. He's so up his own ass. It's insane. Yeah. So
I mean,
I thought I was gonna love this movie, and I feel like I should, but I couldn't. I didn't. And I couldn't understand what Willem Dafoe was saying. I probably caught 10% of what he said, so maybe that hurt it. But
yeah.
And like, I felt like everything that was stuff was foreshadowed, and like I don't know, everything that happened I kind of saw coming, like 30 minutes ahead of it when it happened. Anyways, I'm done with my rant. What do you guys say?
Yeah, the dialogue, I agree, is sometimes hard to understand. Subtitles probably could have been used here for an English movie, funnily enough. And I think I said this earlier on last pod. I watched it at a dine-in, so there were lights, and so the darker scenes were very hard to see for me. And I understand what you're saying 1,000%, but either you buy into it or you don't. And I fucking bought in, man. Like, it is weird for weirdness' sake, but I loved it. I thought this movie was hilarious, and I loved that, like, I felt gaslighted by the movie, where I was like me not understanding what was going on, like, fit in perfectly with what the movie was trying to do and making it seem like Winslow / Robert Pattinson was going nuts. And, I mean, I totally sympathized with them because I also was so confused by what was happening, but I was just so bought into the strangeness of it all. And it's, yeah, like you said, it's so beautifully shot, and I was just in. I don't love the movie. I think this winning like a Best Picture would be insane, but for what it is, I really, really enjoyed.
The movie was a mess. I thought I'd be like, it's just I like everything about this movie except for the plot and the story, and like to the point where I just didn't like the story or the plot. It was funny Defoe.
I thought it was
every time
so
Defoe
funny.
talked, I laughed.
Why'd
But-
you spill your beans? Tell me you're
Yeah,
fond
well,
of me lobster. I loved it.
I mean, yeah, whatever. The sexual tension was hot.
Yeah, their intimate moments after going at each other's throats, I thought were both funny and lovely, because they're like all each other had in this crazy landscape. Like, I guess we'll get into spoilers, but I don't know. I don't think this movie is for everyone or really anyone. I think a small percentage of people would actually like this movie.
You gotta like artsy movies
Yeah,
in order to go see this.
and even if you do like arts movie, it's still like 50-50 if you like it or not. Like this movie is a risk, and yeah, either you buy in and it pays off, or it loses you and it loses you big time. I guess we'll give scores and talk about spoilers.
I'm giving it 5 thumbs down. I already said who I'd recommend it to, but I would watch this movie again.
Interesting.
How about you?
7.5 thumbs up, would watch it again. And I kind of want to in a better like scenario, maybe with subtitles on too, so I get all of it.
I probably will watch this movie again sometime like in the next 2 years. There's a
Yeah.
lot there. All right, let's get into spoilers.
Okay, so the octopus and the mermaid is all crazy. What did you think he saw in the lantern?
At the end of the movie,
Yeah, when he stares awingly into it.
at that point, this movie just lost me at this point, and I was like, I know how this movie's gonna end. He's gonna go up to the lighthouse. It's gonna be some trippy, weird ending, and the movie's gonna end. And then he gets up there and he just starts screaming, and it looks sick. Everything looks sick in this movie. But it was just like, at this point, this movie lost me, and I wanted it to end so bad that I was just rolling my eyes like, oh my god, this is just, ugh. But what did he see there? I just think that the dude was going fucking nuts, and it was just a light, and it was so bright, and he was just like, ah.
Maybe.
That's all I got.
The director came out and said that it's just about going crazy. Like he didn't say there's a deeper meaning or anything. I was talking to Cody, and I wish I had his conversation up,
Did
but
Cody
he had
like
some.
this?
Cody loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. Seemed like he
Hold on.
liked it.
Let me see if I can find what he was saying. I don't know what he saw in the light either, because I don't know what the movie's about, other than them going crazy in the movie making you feel like you're going crazy. I don't know if there's a deeper meaning to that or anything.
I personally don't think there is.
There probably isn't, quoting Cody. At one point, I was convinced that Willem's character was actually a hallucination that Robert was having of his older self that finally got his own land and was taking care of it by himself. I thought that's why he was being so hard on himself, and why he eventually said that his name was also Tom. Thought it could be viewed as a depiction of bipolar disorder mixed with self-hate.
Yeah.
Made a lot of sense to me based on how they acted together when drunk, and why he didn't want to spill the beans. If he spilled the beans, then he had to face the reality of his previous crime instead of running away from it. It explains Willem's ability to shapeshift, since he wouldn't actually be real. And then, sadly, after listening to Egger's explanation, I think that theory is totally wrong. It's just about
It's
going
not.
stir crazy.
And that's why I didn't like it. I feel like there was no actual meaning behind this movie except for just being crazy for crazy's sake. Should I maybe have had fun with this movie? I was tired. It kind of just pissed me off. And like I was trying to like this movie, and I was trying to pick up what Defoe was saying, and I was just losing the battle between my own tiredness
Yeah.
and
It's
everything else.
weird. It's weird to say this is a movie that you should just have fun with. Like, this isn't a Hobbs and Shaw where, like, dumb shit's gonna happen and you just need to be along for the ride. But I think it's totally on the same field. Like, you need to just buy into the dumb, crazy shit it's doing and just let it wash over you. I think overthinking it loses some of that.
It sounds weird, but I think if I saw this movie drunk with like 4 people and we just like watched it and just laughed our asses off, it'd be an awesome movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what you said, just I was really looking forward to it. You really weren't looking forward to it, so maybe that's why you just had fun with it. And I was just like, all right, this movie's gonna be awesome, and it just didn't live up to it.
Yeah. In terms of awards, I think this will be a short review. It's just two people on an island go nuts, basically. So there's not really too much to get into.
I will say the Defoe axe scene was jarring. When he runs up from behind him with the axe.
Yeah. Awards wise, what do you see this doing?
I don't think it'll win Best Picture. I think it's too weird. I mean, even get nominated for Best Picture, I want to say. I think it's too weird. Best Director, I think it's a pretty good year for directing, so I think I'll lose in the shuffle there. Acting, I'm not quite sure the best acting race, but I could see both of these actors at least having a shot at getting nominated. And then cinematography, I think it's a lock, and maybe editing and maybe production design. How about you?
Yeah, I can see that.
It's really well done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see it winning Best Picture. With a field of 10, maybe it could get a nom. But yeah, like you said, it's strange, even for the Academy. I don't know how well it'll be received. Yeah, I also haven't seen it in like a month. I saw it so long ago. So I'm already forgetting stuff that happened. I know there's a weird mermaid sex scene. There's an octopus in the top of the... Yeah, you do. There's an octopus in the top of the lighthouse.
Really weird.
A lot of farts. But...
Yeah, they think they're going to find more food, and it's just beer, just liquor. I guess they start doing kerosene. They start making mixtures with kerosene at the end.
It's a weird one. I wouldn't tell anyone to go see this, I don't think, unless, like, they have a history of liking weird movies.
Yeah, the thing is, though, I have a tough time figuring out if you'd like it or not. Like, I could just see, like, anyone actually having a good time with this movie. At least, like, not anyone, but, like, a good amount of people having a good time with this movie. But I can also see, like, anyone hating it. I don't know. It's a weird one.
I was told before it that it was the best comedy of 2019. I was like, what? How? But now I kind of get where they're coming from. I don't think it is. I think Parasite's way funnier. But just knowing that there was a comedy element to it, I think that also helped. Before that, I was like, what is this weird... probably horror movie I'm going into, but knowing that it was like a comedy, I was like, oh, I guess I shouldn't take this as seriously as I thought.
I didn't hear that. The only thing I heard is that it's a horror movie. Not a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie.
Any way you slice it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm surprised with both reviews. I thought I'd hate it. I thought you'd love it. Even after seeing it, I thought you'd still like it.
I didn't like it.
Man. That's
it
fine.
was late. I was tired. Definitely didn't help.
What time did you see Jojo Rabbit at?
I saw Jojo Rabbit at like 3 o'clock.
Hell yeah. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah. Just had a meal. I was ready to go.
What is that? Jojo Rabbit tells the story of a 10-year-old boy. I don't know what his real name is, but he goes by Jojo. No, his name is Jojo. His nickname is Jojo Rabbit. Who goes to a Nazi training camp for boys towards the end of World War II, and his mother is hiding a Jew in their deceased daughter's bedroom. Jojo finds out his imaginary friend is Hitler, and shenanigans ensue.
Hijinks ensue.
Shenanigans. So, Jojo Rabbit. This is more for everyone kind of movie. What did you think?
But not necessarily for everyone. If you're very sensitive to the Holocaust, I don't know, you might be offended by this, but
yeah.
I mean, I think most people should have a good time with this, and I did too. This movie is awesome. I had a smile on my face. It was funny.
Ear to ear grin the entire time.
Yeah, but at the same time, it got 10 cent points, and I was like, oh god, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it's gonna end. I think you kind of know how it's gonna end, but you're just there for the ride. It's a fun time. We both love Taika Waititi, which always helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I love this movie. This is one of the movies where I wouldn't change a single thing about it, and I really want to watch this movie again. It's funny as hell.
It's exactly what the trailer said it's going to be. I don't think there's a strong, like, message. I mean, there is a message, but it's not like... It's exactly the message that you think the movie's going to give to you. It doesn't really subvert anything. It is what it is. It's making fun of Hitler and Nazis the entire time. And people should be a fan of that. Unfortunately, in our day and age, that's not always the case. More Nazi sympathizers than I am comfortable with in modern day. But yeah, I love Taika Waititi. His comedy is always his strongest point, and this is a hilarious movie. I was happy the entire time. There are points where I was jaw-dropped, stunned at what happens, which we'll get into in spoilers. Strong performances. Hello, Drew. From the kids in particular. That girl is from Leave No Trace. Did you see that?
Yeah, I was pumped. She's really good.
Yeah, I watched that this week. Yeah, she's excellent. From New Zealand, too. So that's probably how Taika has the connection with her.
She must be Jewish.
Must be, yeah. I mean, he is, so maybe she is, too. I don't know.
Taika Waititi's Jewish?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So is ScarJo. So is ScarJo.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans, which you don't really see in foreign depicted movies. Usually they go with the British. But ScarJo, Sam Rockwell, they're both really good, too. Sam Rockwell.
I forgot Sam Rockwell. I love Sam Rockwell's character.
He's the silliest. Some
Dude's
people
got
have
range.
scores.
Spoilers?
8 out of 10. Thumb up. We'll watch it again. It's weird that this is like a front runner kind of thing for the Oscars, because I don't think it's that, really. It's just kind of
Doesn't
a
seem like it.
fun anti-Nazi movie. There isn't like the kind of grandeur you get with normal Oscar movies, but I guess maybe it's a down year. But what's your score?
I want to say also there's some historic elements to this plot.
Oh, yeah?
Like with children actually fighting in war. The Battle of Berlin, the Nazis were desperate at this point. They called upon the Hitler Youth. 30,000 of them fought in the Battle of Berlin. Some of the nastiest soldiers. They fought to the death. Only 2 survived.
Oh, my God.
So it is a funny satire, but it's weirdly historically accurate. Also, the Battle of Berlin had a lot of older people who were given military weapons and told to fight. So, anyways, just another disgusting part of World War II. Yeah. Anyways, I really enjoyed this movie. It doesn't seem like a Best Picture nominee at all.
No.
Not even like the modern day where we kind of let genre movies in. Still doesn't feel like that. Kind of straight comedy in a weird way.
Yeah.
But I give it a 9 out of 10. I just enjoyed it. I'd watch it again. Thumbs up. I recommend it to pretty much anybody. I just thought it was a fun movie. So.
Yeah.
All right, spoilers.
What I was going to say was some people are upset with Sam Rockwell's character in particular making kind of a sympathetic Jew or sympathetic Nazi. I guess he's letting a little kid live. He still did terrible stuff and he still dies. He's saving a little kid who is clearly in over his head. He's not making him like a hero per se. He's just doing the right thing at this one moment. The rest of the time, he's still a dog. He's a terrible person.
Yeah, I think it actually gave some respect to the movie. Because, yeah, these people are Nazis, but a lot of these people are kind of doing... I'm not being a Nazi sympathizer here, but a lot of these people are like...
Say it. Following orders.
They're fed misinformation. There's a lot of propaganda going on. They're fighting for their country and stuff like that. Like, yeah, Sam Rockwell and the vast majority of Nazis are like awful people and they did terrible things. But to think that some Nazis out there would go out of their way to protect a little child who they grew to respect. I mean, Sam Rockwell was kind of an asshole to him at the beginning of this movie, but through like actually knowing his mom and knowing that his mom died and through all that other stuff, yeah, I feel like that's not crazy to think that a Nazis wouldn't help a young boy,
especially a young German boy.
A young German boy who loved Hitler. Let's not forget, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like in any way Sam Rockwell was hurting Germany's cause in the war.
Yeah. Or like
and also,
saving
Sam Rockwell
a Jew.
Also knew the war was. Yeah, or saving a Jew.
He's saving
Sam Rockwell also,
his people.
Yeah. Sam Rockwell also knew that they were going to lose. Like, he makes a comment right away saying that this is a losing cause. So, I mean, at the same point, this boy's a 10-year-old kid. So,
yeah.
Why should his life be ruined?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I really liked the character. And I liked how maybe he was gay. Hey, that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Him and Alfie Allen were hilarious together. And when they finally do go down the Blades of Glory, they have like their feathered caps and their capes and stuff. Yeah, I thought that was so funny.
They went down the way they wanted to go down.
Yeah, definitely. The jaw-dropping moment I was referring to earlier was when ScarJo is hanged. It's the way Jojo picks up like a flyer and then her shoes, which we saw him try to tie earlier, are just right next to his head. Such a powerful image, and God, I was like, I don't think I breathed for like 3 minutes. I was just like, oh, and it was clear it took the air out of the theater too, and everyone was just like so sad and sympathetic at that moment. That scene was probably the most powerful one in the movie because we all knew what she was doing, but to actually kill her was so shocking to me.
And the way they did it was just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So sad. And it really, like, the movie kind of had a funny tone to it for the vast majority of the movie. And for being a movie about, like, Nazis and Hitler, it really kept it throughout the whole entire movie. It doesn't really make a twist to being serious, but that's the one point where it kind of grounds everything. Like, holy shit, this is World War II, you know.
Yeah.
Good people are dying left and right. Very, very well done.
Mm-hmm. And it was cool that earlier in the movie, she, like, forced him to look at the hanged people in the plaza, and then she ends up being one of them later. The other moment that took a turn from comedy and got really serious and tense was when Stephen Merchant and his group of Nazis come to investigate the house, and the girl comes out and pretends to be the sister. And then that's another moment where Sam Rockwell sees that she got the information wrong, and he still goes along with it. So maybe there is more to him. I'm giving him credit for, but that was so tense. Like, even Stephen Merchant, who's a well-known comic and a very funny man, like from The Office and everything, just because they're Nazis, it still makes it so much more tense. You can put any comedian in that role, but once it gets down to Nazi versus Jew on that level, it's going to be tense as hell, despite the comedic elements of the movie.
Intense.
It was, that was a tight butthole moment for sure.
The movie can turn on a dime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Even in that scene where, like, they're reading off, like, what they think Jews are or whatever, like the I Hate Jews book and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Jojo is writing about how he's going to kill her boyfriend now that he's in love with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that was funny. But at that point, Sam Rockwell's character knows that Jojo just lost his mom. So at this point, if he takes her away from him, what does Jojo have? So I think I think that's what he was doing, and I don't think he was necessarily trying to, save a Jew. I just think he knew the mom well, it seemed like, and he was just trying to protect the kid.
Yeah, that's fair. Was it weird to you that they know ScarJo dies, but he never gets, like, a foster home or anything? He still just has the house to a 10-year-old boy. I guess maybe they have bigger fish to fry, but...
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's probably what would happen, right? They're fighting. They're about to get ready for, like, an invasion from the Russians and the U.S.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird now looking back at it, but
how patriotic were you when the guy comes flying down in the street in his truck with the American flag?
USA flag. God. Yeah, I mean, I was pumped.
I mean, we suck in a lot of ways, but man, that part of history, we were on top of the world.
I mean, yeah, so sick. USA, baby. I mean, World War II movies are awesome. They always deliver. This one did too.
Yeah, it helps that we were the good guys. What's that noise?
The camp scene was really funny early on when he grabs a grenade and throws it and it hits the tree and hits him in the face.
I wish he was more horrific looking.
I know, but I think it was kind of funny because he's like, look, I look terrible. It's like, oh, no, you look fine. You're just like, I love... He's like scared.
I love how she calls him, like, Frankenstein too. ScarJo is so good in this. She's, like, such an awesome mom.
I wonder if she's getting any, like, supporting actress now.
Well, it's this and Marriage Story, so you think she'll get one of them, and it'll kind of be a combo race. Yeah.
That's true. I forgot Marriage Story. Because she's so cute in this movie with them. They're so cute together.
They're so good together. And she has a good accent, good German accent. Everyone's really good in this. Arado said he wished there was more of a message, but I think this movie, based on the trailer, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Hate is bad. Hating the unknown is stupid. But I don't know. I think this is exactly what I expected it to be.
I kind of like the message. It was simple, but at the same point, I thought it was actually a pretty important message, especially this day and age, of just like you said, don't fear the unknown, don't hate the unknown, and don't believe every single thing you hear. Like the stuff they were spreading about the Jews. Maybe it was taken to a extra degree for comedic sake, that they could fly and change minds. Maybe they did that. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it worked into just being open minded to people you don't know. You know,
mm-hmm.
and just be nice to everybody, which is a simple thing, but I think the way they did it is actually kind of an important message this day and age.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you like
Anything
Taika
else?
Waititi as Hitler?
Yeah,
As Hitler?
he was wearing blue contacts, wasn't he?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I think his eyes looked weird. Yeah, I thought he was great. I texted this to Rado after watching Hunt for the Wilder People. And this. He writes himself the best small roles. Like, he's always like the funniest part of the movies, and they're always just tiny, tiny roles, but he always just crushes it.
And Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, and Thor.
I
guess he's more of a main character in What We Do in the Shadows, but
he's the best character still.
yeah, he's so great.
He's just so funny.
Yeah, it's
Does he do much stuff that he's not directing?
he's in The Mandalorian as a voice.
Yeah, I know. And he's funny in it.
But
He directs the 8th episode, though, of this season.
oh really? Okay. Yeah, he
But,
never
yeah.
appears in Flight of Conchords, but he directs a ton of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what else he appears in.
Are you done with Jojo Rabbit? I think I'm done with Jojo
Yeah,
Rabbit.
I'm done with it.
It's really good.
Yeah, it is good. I recommend it to
I was
everyone.
happy.
What else did you watch this week?
So I try to watch The Darn Jeering Limited. It's the only Wes Anderson movie I haven't seen. I put it on for 30 minutes and I fell asleep. Got to get back to that. I'll also try to finish While We Were Young. It's the person who directed Marriage Story. What's his name?
Noah Baumbach?
Yeah, Noah Baumbach, 2015 movie starring Ben Stiller, Naomi Watt, Adam Driver's in it. I fell asleep with an hour left to go in that movie too. But I did finish one yesterday. I finished The Social Network. Finally saw it. It's getting near to the end of the decade. So I kind of wanted to get some movies that I haven't seen from this decade that I liked so I could put a nice little top 10 together. And I really dug it. It was really good, obviously. And, you know, I always thought of Zuckerberg as such a douche, but man, this movie just paints him in the perfect light. And like, it's arguably from a social standpoint, and if you take out like war and like national tragedies, I think the invention of Facebook is the most important moment of like the decade. It's a very important movie, and they made it like right away. And you have Fincher and you have Sorkin working together, making just I don't know. There's something really special about that movie.
Yeah,
Kind of
movie's,
sums up a half generation.
movie's excellent. Maybe Fincher's best? Maybe. But funny you say that, because after we recorded last week's pod, for some reason I got in a major mood to watch Sorkin. And my options, based on what was on streaming, was The Social Network, which I've seen 2 or 3 times by now, or Molly's Game. I opted for Molly's Game, and I tweeted out my review. If you love cleavage, if you love cleavage, in particular Jessica Chastain's cleavage, this is the movie for you.
It's just insane.
It's every scene. She looks incredible throughout the movie. But Sorkin directed it as well. I think it's probably one of the weaker Sorkin movies. Idris Elba's accent, though, is so, like, in and out. But it's a really interesting tale that's based on a true story. And once you know that Michael Cera is playing Tobey Maguire, it makes it that much better. But it's just not as interesting as Social Network or Moneyball or A Few Good Men. It's not up to that level, but it's still Sorkin and it's still good. I think there's a reason it didn't do as well at awards time as his stuff usually does. I don't think it was nominated for like screenplay or anything.
It was nominated for anything.
Yeah.
Just kind of fell off that movie. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Sorkin movies are awesome. Just the way he does dialogue, no one else can do. Mm-hmm. Those long dialogue scenes are just awesome.
I gotta do Terminator Dark Fate. The fourth attempt at a trilogy, or at a third entry into the Terminator series. First time James Cameron and Linda Hamilton are back as Sarah Connor. It's totally fine. It probably killed the franchise, though, because it did terribly at the box office. So Terminator was probably finally put to bed. There are some fight scenes, though, that are, like, top-notch. Mackenzie Davis as, like, the human Terminator hybrid kind of thing against the Terminator of this movie. When they're throwing down one-on-one in, like, a car factory, it's some of the best action I've seen. It's, like, so visceral and powerful, and every hit you feel, and it's so cool. But the rest of the movie is just really average. Arnold is like played for laughs in this, which, I mean, they're funny, but it's weird coming from the T-800 to be a comedic character. It doesn't hold a candle to Terminator or T2. It's totally fine. It's like a 6 out of 10.
Does Cameron direct T2?
Yeah. And then he steps away until this one. So, like, 4 movies and a television series went by and he didn't touch it. But him coming back and Linda Hamilton coming back didn't do enough to elevate it. It's still just an okay movie.
I didn't know this movie was coming out until I saw a trailer for it, and I was just like, holy shit. They're still making Terminator movies? I think that was a lot of people's reaction to this movie.
Yeah, a lot of it was probably just another one, because Genesis came out only a couple years ago, Salvation before that. It's just, I don't know. I feel like Terminator and Alien are kind of running into the same problem of they made 2 great ones, and then they keep trying to recapture that magic, and they just can't do it.
Terminator, what franchise?
Alien.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Very similar franchises.
This one's directed by Tim Miller, who did Deadpool. So I had a lot of confidence going in, but just didn't really deliver. I also watched Leave No Trace, like I mentioned. Not the movie I thought it was going to be. When you talked about it, you'd seen it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you talked about it before,
I talked
about being a father-daughter trying to get off the grid, I thought it was going to be that for the full run of it, but yeah, they re-enter society at one point, they get a house at one point, and the parts where it's just them two alone in the woods are by far the best parts. But really, still really good. It's like an 8 out of 10 for me. I love Ben Foster.
It was nice. Yeah, I like his character a lot in this movie too. And it has a very good ending. It kind of wraps up nicely. But it's a good movie. That's kind of my thoughts on it too.
I watched Hunt for the Wilder People. Have you seen this? It's really good. Nah. I don't think it's Taika's best. I think it's below Thor and What We Do in the Shadows, but I think it's above Jojo Rabbit. It's actually funny that it's also a father and child kind of escaping into the woods. It's really funny. Sam Neill is
what's your
great.
favorite Taika Waititi movie?
What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay. Yeah, same here.
But Hunt for the Wilder People, I recommend it. I think you'd really like it. It's hilarious, but that's just Taika classic. He's in it for about 3 minutes and crushes it when he's in it. Yeah, it's really good.
Who's in it?
Sam Neill, who plays Alan Grant from Jurassic Park, the main character, Jurassic Park. Did you see Deadpool 2?
I didn't.
The young kid from that is in this, but no one else knows. It's very New Zealand. It's set in New Zealand. All the actors are New Zealanders. So yeah, it's a super small movie, but it's really good.
Is this one of his first ones you did?
This was the 3rd, I believe. No, this is after What We Do in the Shadows. This is 2015,
right,
I think.
It is. 2016, then Thor, then Jojo.
Yeah. I watched the Star Wars documentary, Empire of Dreams, on Disney Plus. So good. That franchise is fucking lightning in a bottle. And they got so lucky with A New Hope that it worked. The editor just came out with a book, actually, about how the movie was saved in editing, and I kind of want to read it. But Empire of Dreams, Disney Plus, 2.5 hours of them going through the original trilogy.
It sounds sick.
Yeah, George Lucas, man, not a great director, but absolute visionary and forward-thinking and genius in terms of business. That dude made so many choices correctly that no one had done before, and he built an absolute empire. No pun intended. Watching Watchmen. It was intended. Watching Watchmen. It's not a show that I'm like. Series. Yeah, the series. It's not a show that I'm like, oh, it's Sunday night at 9. I gotta watch Watchmen. It's always like oh yeah, the new Watchmen's out. I'll watch it. It's good though. I'm digging it. Are you watching it?
No, but I've heard very good things. I really want to see it.
Yeah, it's good. Likes it. It's good.
He's a big fan.
And then watching Rick and Morty, The Good Place, and Always Sunny as they come out. All consistent. All good.
We got one more thing to talk about, and that's The Mandalorian.
Ooh, yes.
I think you're... Did you see the second episode?
Yeah.
We're going to do a game where I predict Keegan's take. I think you really were intrigued and liked the first episode, and you're like, yes, this is the Star Wars I've been asking for, and the second episode upsided you a lot. Yay or nay?
Not terribly off. It's more of a, oh yeah, this is Star Wars, but I just think it's too slow. Like, the action scenes take forever, it seems like. Did you watch the second episode?
I did.
When he's climbing the Jawa's transporter, I feel like that takes like 10 minutes.
It does take a long time.
It's so
but I
long.
loved it.
I mean, yeah.
You think it's boring? I think it looks great.
Some of it looks good. Some of the CGI that was whack, which I was very caught off guard by. Because you gotta imagine Disney's throwing a lot of money at this, but the speeders...
$120 million this season for
Jesus.
8 30-minute episodes. So 4 hours for $120 million.
So yeah, they're throwing a lot of money at this. But like the speeders in the first episode looked off. The things that they ride, those creatures look terrible.
They look ugly, but I don't think they look terrible.
I thought they looked really bad. But
all the puppets look beautiful.
Puppets look really good. Yeah, all the practical effects look great, but some of the CGI just looks really off to me. I mean, I'm in. I'm going to watch it the day it comes out every time. I'm really intrigued by it, but so far it's not like this amazing show that some people are claiming it is. I just think it's kind of slow, but it feels Star Wars. And when I see Lucasfilm before it, I'm just like, let's go. It's good to be back.
Yeah, so I honestly, I was like, I felt nothing for this movie, this series when I heard it was getting announced and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But then I got Disney Plus and The Mandalorian just popped up, and I'm like, you know what, I can watch it for a It's only 30 minutes. Hell yeah! For the record, I love that it's 30 minutes long. People are like, oh, why isn't it an hour-long episode? I'm like, no, I think it works perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's just fun. First 15 minutes of the series are kind of slow, but it really works. I enjoy it. It's just a good time, and I always just have a good time with Star Wars. I'm not one of those people that take it like a religion.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's everything I wanted.
It is fun. I just think it's lacking in certain aspects.
I watched it on my lunch on Friday.
Nice.
That's how excited I was to watch the second episode. And didn't disappoint.
From now on, it comes out every Friday? So I know they did Tuesday, Friday, and then I think every Friday from here on out. Is that correct?
Yes.
Cool.
Wrapping up around Christmas.
Yeah. I wasn't going to get Disney Plus if it wasn't for this show. I guess I still didn't get it, but I wouldn't have even like downloaded the app and logged in if it wasn't for this show. So it was a good thing they dropped with it. But yeah, the rest of you said that other exclusive stuff seemed very light and not interesting.
Extremely light. They're not really serious. Forky explains something or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just 3 minutes. And the first one was money, which I think was Disney trying to be ironic that Forky explains money to us. When it's like, yeah, we've made $70 million off Disney Plus already. This is funny.
Yep.
And I feel dirty watching this. But yeah, everything else, the High School Musical series, Keegan, I gotta tell you the premise. I haven't seen an episode, but I was just intrigued what the premise was going to be. Do you know what the premise is?
I heard it's like a mockumentary, right?
It's one of the most bonker premises ever. Okay, so in this world, High School Musical, this series, the trilogy exists. Zac Efron plays Troy Bolt in this, okay? You know, there's a real Zac Efron, he plays Troy Bolt. Okay, so the movie takes place at East High, 15 years after a movie was filmed there called High School Musical, the High School Musical we think. And the music teacher was an extra on the movie. And now they're performing the musical in high school. And it follows these high school kids as they get ready to perform the musical, High School Musical.
That's
How
like,
awful of
that's
a
like
premise.
7 layers of meta. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to watch it, but what a weird way to take that.
I mean, why did they go that route?
Yeah, you could have just done High School Musical, but it's a series. You could do the exact same thing, but it's 8 episodes. It's so...
And they break out a song like twice an episode.
Like Glee. Do a Glee type
I heard it's more
thing.
like Glee. I heard it's more like Glee. I don't know if they're breaking out in numbers or not. They probably are.
Yeah.
Megan won't tell me. I'll find out over Thanksgiving. My sister.
It's so bizarre. Have you watched any old Disney? You haven't. We just talked about this.
I have.
Are you intrigued to go in on anything?
Oh, I saw Boy Meets World. Watched a Boy Meets World episode.
Nice.
That's my favorite TV show, and I was excited it was on there. I intrigued to watch anything. I want to rewatch Star Wars trilogy before 9 comes out, the original trilogy, because I've only sat down and watched those movies once each.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll probably watch the other 2 as well. I'm going to try to watch all 5 before 9 comes out.
I love how it's all 5. That's the correct way to put that. The prequels don't exist.
I watched prequels once. I don't think I'll ever watch the prequels again. They mean almost nothing to where we are in the world anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I think will pick off a couple Marvel movies that I missed, like the original Thor. I've never seen the original Captain America either.
I love that movie.
Or Winter Soldier. I think those are 3 that I'd like to pick off.
Winter Soldier is arguably the best one. I am a Cap 1 defender, and then original Thor is fine.
And then, as far as classic Disney movies are concerned, I'll see them when I feel the urge to see them. I feel like I've seen all of them, like, somewhat recently. At least the ones I really like. Like, I've seen Lion King recently. I've seen Aladdin recently.
Dude, I haven't seen Lion King in 15 years. I should watch The Lion King again.
Like, I've never seen Hunchback of Notre Dame. Maybe I'll watch that. Oh, I do want to watch all the Pixar movies I haven't seen. So, Cars 3 and 2, maybe. But, man, that just seems like a chore and saying it out loud. I kind of want to watch Inside Out again.
There's a reason you haven't seen those.
I kind of watch Inside Out again.
Yeah, that movie keeps coming up in conversation at like work and just in my head. I didn't like it. I think did we see it together?
No, I don't think so. Maybe.
No. Maybe I saw it with Jacob. I didn't like it, really. But yeah, I should watch it. Give it another try. But yeah, if like I said, if Mandalorian wasn't out, I have no urge to watch any DComs, any old Pixar, any old Disney at the moment. So I wouldn't have pursued it at all.
I'll probably watch Home Alone over Christmas at some point.
I wish those were better.
Muppets Christmas
displayed.
is probably on there.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna say what was better?
The Fox movies.
I know.
I still don't know what's on that service.
I wish it was just like Fox. And like only the 10 movies of Fox. That's fine. Sandlot's on there. That's also Fox. It was also like, oh, Fox. It's weird.
So weird.
They're making a Sandlot series. And
God
a Mighty
damn
Duck series.
I know.
Should we do beer?
Yes, let's do beer.
Michaels, are you okay?
It's just beer.
What kind of beer?
I'd like a keg of beer, please.
Hey, Johnny, how about a beer, huh?
Better when I'm drunk.
So I drank the Abita, I'm sorry. Abita Christmas ale. It was fine. It tastes like a normal Christmas ale. I don't think I'll ever buy it again, just because there's better Christmas ales out there. But it's fine.
Firestone Union Jack IPA. It's an IPA. Didn't blow me away. Very drinkable. Probably wouldn't buy it again. I feel like we're so spoiled. I mean, this is insane bias, being from Cleveland, though. There's like 4 amazing Christmas ales in Cleveland alone. Especially, I mean, Great Lakes has now become like a thing of legend, where it's just like, it's such a staple. So it's weird to buy it outside of that, but it's not like you can get it everywhere either. But I haven't seen any Christmas ales out here.
I was walking by and it caught my eye. But yeah, Great Lakes Christmas ale is really good, and so is Market Gardens. Just a very different take on the Christmas ale.
It's my favorite.
So yeah, definitely pick up some when I'm in Cleveland next week. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Follow me at Cash Money Keegan, us at movie_rebrew. Subscribe on iTunes and SoundCloud. Next episode it'll be after Thanksgiving, so we'll be doing Ford vs. Ferrari, Knives Out, Won't You Be My Neighbor? Probably.
Probably. Frozen? You're going to see Frozen? I'll probably
see Frozen. Frozen 2. Yeah, so those 4, hopefully, we can all get to talk about those. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Sometime you exploded, drop a few lines. When I catch you through the static, I wish goodbye. What a classic. Millennial girl, stay.